Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Um, really excited to be here this evening. You guys, the chat. Welcome, Amanda from Salem. Sandy, welcome. Brenda, welcome. Ellen, Jim, welcome, you guys. Penny, I think, is in the wings to help me out this evening. Um, I'm missing my buddy. I'm missing my buddy. Let's just give some props to Walter here this evening. I'm not sure if he's going to be watching from his phone or iPad. He is out of power. So we were kind of joking before we went live. If you got his power back, because he's like, I'm so hot right now. And I said, well, we could have a costume change and put our swimming suits on for the Men of Monroe live. So, Walter, I hope you're staying cool. If somebody knows this guy's address, Uber eats him some ice cream and some popsicles. So hopefully he's staying cool here this evening, and gets his power back. We're going solo, but we have a really cool package. Really great price on this package this evening. Great card. I'm super bummed because Walter had such a good card. So Walter, if you're watching, I didn't text him yet. Throw your card up in the socials and stuff while I'm live so people can see your card, because he had such a great card. We had two great book cards for you tonight. So I'm going fun fold. Oh, hey Pam, welcome. I know, poor guy. I hope he's staying cool. We told him to dump some ice on himself and stay cool. So, hey Melissa, welcome. So anyway, great package this evening. I'll list off the package here first before we go down to the down camera. I've got some fun fold kind of washi tape designer paper kind of looks. So I'm turning that washi tape into for a nice fun fold. So our package tonight, you are getting 15% off this package. Plus, if you buy this package by midnight tonight, you're getting a 2-pack of watercolor brushes. Brutus Monroe watercolor brushes, 2-pack. These are the brushes that you fill with water, and it just has the water in it as you brush. And I love those. I've got like 4 of them myself, and I switch between those and like regular brushes, just depending on what I'm doing. So, oh, look at Penny's throwing that stuff up there for me. So you have till midnight to buy this package and get that free 2-pack. It is $39.94. You're getting the and I'll show you everything down below when we go down below. But you're getting the book dance stamp. You're getting the Dewey Decimal washi tape. You're getting the new library lamp aqua pigment, which is really nice. The Earl Grey is really nice, and we're going to be using Earl Grey coming up on a Wednesday coming up because these 2 new colors are really pretty. And the violet aqua pigment for tonight, and lunch bag, a cardstock. All right. So welcome everybody. You guys are popping in, and I appreciate you all coming in tonight. So let's get started and show you kind of the package. I'll show you my card, and then I'll get cutting and folding and watercoloring. All right. So let's go down to my down camera. Okay, this is your package for tonight. That was my little cheat note. All right, this is the Dewey Decimal washi tape paper. You guys, it's really colorful, super easy to mix and match with different cards because you've got every color in here to match with. And you'll see how I've laid mine out for tonight. Just took the purples out of here, took the yellows for the book out of here, and did that kind of matchy kind of thing. So this is your Dewey Decimal washi tape. Then from the new release, the book dance stamp. All right, these guys are so cute. So you have got 2 dancing books, and this is like a little bookmark or uh, oh, it looks like a zip holder with the ruler and pencil in it. Bookmarks are for quitters. Today a reader, tomorrow a leader, and read all books are your sentiments. So extremely cute sentiment set and book set. Then we've got the library lamp, new aqua pigment. You're going to see me using this on my book this evening. Then the violet aqua pigment that goes with it, already in our stash. And then lunch bag, cardstock. Now I will tell you, I made my card for tonight on the brown butter cardstock. because we originally were going to use that, and now we're on low, so we're putting lunch bag in there. I'll use lunch bag for you tonight. I might ink blend the edges just to make it a little darker, but you don't have to. But I'll do it in lunch bag tonight so you can see it and see what it looks like for the overall look as well. All right, my card. I'm just going to throw some of this over to the side. My card for the evening that we're doing is this fun fold here with a belly band on it. This is one of my favorite fun folds to do because it's just, I like the layout of it. I like the belly band on it. So I did the my own background, kind of my own stamped out designer series paper for the background. Whoops, watercolored my little guy. And then your belly band comes off. And that's what I did on the inside. So I did some watercoloring on the inside. I took the scraps from this stuff, reused, don't throw that stuff away, and stamped it out. All right. So we're going to start with the inside so that dries, and then we'll start laying this stuff out. All right. So for this inside, all I did was I get my cardstock really, really, really wet. I don't even use a brush on this. I use the eyedroppers that are in here and just drop it in and let it bloom out and dry it. Super easy. I didn't want to try to brush and blend and things. I just wanted this really good splattery bright colors on this. So I'm using a nice big brush, good and wet. I'm not even pulling the water off of it. And I'm just coating this really good. You want a good wet tension surface on this to get that to bloom out. Yeah, really fun card. Love the layout of this one. All right, one more little swipe. All right, now I'm gonna start with the violet because I want to use the I want to use the library lamp last and make you hold out to see the new color. All right, so this is the violet, and I just take and I just put random drops throughout, and you need a good wet paper to get this to bloom. And then you can add some once I get my library lamp on here. Now check out this new color. It's a cross between a yellowish with a little brown, little orange undertone, like basically like an old school library lamp or a aged out book cover. Now I just lightly sprayed to get this to keep moving. I don't want to interrupt this with my brush. I want these splatters. There we go. Get it to move. Couple more of my lamp. Then I'm going to just get this a little dry and set it aside to dry here for a little bit. I just need to get that most of that liquid off the top surface there. Yeah, fun folds. How much fun folds do you guys do? I honestly went to fun folds with this whole new release because it was just calling out fun fold to me. So I'm sopping up just a little bit so it doesn't get muddy. This whole book release to me was like fun fold heaven. I actually Googled some because I've got one coming up that I pulled off of Pinterest. I think it's next week actually. Oh, it's so cool. So cool. And it looked so complicated till I just tested cutting it and folding it. Oh my gosh. So easy. So easy. This one, so easy. Just getting most of that moisture off so I can set it aside without ripping it and let it dry here for a little while. Oh, there are so many videos online. Pinterest, I'm telling you, card template. What do I always Google? Card templates or something on Pinterest, and there's so many. Christopher always comes up with some really great ones. I know he's kind of into the fun folds and stuff too. All right, so I've got some splatter happening and different things. I'm letting this just do it. I just want this to just do what it wants to do naturally. Even got some pooling around the edges. I just want this natural watercolored kind of look without interrupting it. All right, I'm gonna turn this over. Get that backside a little bit. But yeah, if you're not a big fun fold person, I'm telling you, find some templates. That this one's a great easy one. My one next week, you guys, it's easy. It looks so complicated, but it's easy. It's a lot of cutting. I will tell you my next one, a lot of cutting out some pieces of paper pad, but it's easy to cut and score. Well, hi, Rebecca. Welcome, welcome. I joined Rebecca's group um, on Facebook from our last live. She was like, "You guys can post your cards in this Facebook group," and I messaged her afterwards, going, "Which group is it?" I tried to find it, and it's a great group. They got some great cards that they post in that group. So, thank you for the accepted invite, Rebecca. Appreciate it. And then just so everybody knows, I know we always have to, we tell you, everything I'm using tonight was given to Walter and I free of charge, being part of the design team, so that we can just feature ideas and cards and things online um, for for these releases. So these were given to us for free. I have in the description is my affiliate link. So if you want to use that and any extra purchases and things, you can save 10% with your purchases with that affiliate link. Don't know if it gives you the 10% off of the discounted bundle already, though. I haven't tested that to see if it does. All right, I'm going to let this finish drying as we move on. And then next thing I want to do is we're gonna fold this thing. So the card base for this, I'm using my lunch bag here for tonight. I on my sample one, you'll see it's darker. It is the brown sugar, but super easy. And I'm gonna put this on screen in case anybody wants to write this down. If you can read this, but it is 5.5, so 5.5 by 11. To score this, you're gonna score one side, flip it, and score it on the same exact measurements. It doesn't get any easier than this. Okay, so put it in here the long way. You're first gonna score this at 1.25. 1.25. Then I'm gonna score at 3 3/8. Okay, flip and do the same measure. 1.25 and 3 3/8. And then you want to burnish, when you do fun folds, you just want to make sure that you burnish these really nice to get a nice crisp edge and get a nice good flat fold. Because as you fold on top of each other, it gets some bulk on it. And especially for mailing, get a nice burnish on it. Set a heavy brick on it. Whatever you need to do to flatten it out. Oh, a couple more of you popping in. Welcome, you guys. Welcome to Men of Monroe Wednesdays. Those of you arriving late, Walter is probably sweating his little hiney off in his apartment with no power, and he's not supposed to get it till like 10 o'clock tonight. So we're wishing him well, and he stays cool. All right, that's it. That's your fold, right? And then that piece we just did will fit on the inside of that. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to cut my mats first. So I need the mats to put my washies on. For my mats, I'm using the Aubergine cardstock by Brutus Monroe. And these, I'm going to put my little cheat note here in case anybody, if you can read it, so you can see what I need to cut. So now I need two pieces at 1 1/8 and 5 3/8. So I'm gonna make I got 5 3/8, I think here. Oh yeah, plenty. So I need two at 1 1/8. Two here. I will say when you do these, it's best to stay as organized as you possibly could. Welcome, Christy. And then 5 and 3 ace. And I just like, when I'm done, I'll take my pieces over here and just kind of stack. Okay, so I'd like to just stay as organized as possible when you do these. Now I need ×2 at 1 and 7/8 and 5 and a fourth. So 1 and 7/8, and I might have to get another sheet of paper. Get another sheet here. I usually just like cut these in half so it's easier to work with. So 1 and 7/8 for my another one, and then 5 and a fourth. And if you've ever done these fun folds like this, I'm just creating. I had to pause to concentrate. I can't talk and think at the same time. 5 and a fourth. Yes. Sorry. Pause to get the brain to function. You're creating your matte layers to put your designer series paper pad paper on, which is what I'm using the washi for this evening. All right. Yes, Melissa, I am heading down tomorrow. My flight's at like 12. I've got to double leg it to get there, so I get in about 6:50, 7 o'clock tomorrow. Be there all day Friday, Saturday. Come back Sunday after class. So really excited. Really excited. Now I need one at 4 by 5 and a fourth. So that is not going to work on that one. I need one at 4. I'm going to go 5 and a fourth on this direction. So 5 and a fourth. This is for that inside piece. 5 and a fourth by 4. All right, now what I like to do. Oh, I think I need one more. I do. I need the belly band, which I need one of these. So now I need one at 1 inch by 10. So we're just going to go 1 inch off of here. Also, these cards like this. Sorry about the shake and tell. My camera's above and my it's not kind of screwed down. And then by 10. Actually, why do I do that? I just need to cut an inch off. That's stupid. Math is not my forte. I always have to go the hard route. Oh, I know, Melissa. I'm sorry. We got to plan better. We got to all plan for this next one and figure out what we're doing. I'm doing virtual and the rest, but we got to plan and make this happen. Get Walter and everybody there. All right. Okay, so now I have my pieces. I have got my two here, one there, and one there. Now what I'd like to do is I just like to give this a little dimension, and I'll do this now so we can move on from these pieces. I just give it just a tiny bit. I'm going purple and purple, so just tone on tone, and edging this out just slightly to add just a little something. I'm zhuzhing it, I think, as Christopher would say. At least I think that's what he would say, because I know it's in his sentiment set. And I'm assuming this was zhuzhing. All right, I'm not going deep into the blend here. I'm just getting the little edge, not a whole lot. Okay. I also don't waste this stuff on here. Rather than load up, I pull off my glass mat. That's why I like doing this on my glass mat, and I pull off that ink off my glass, so I'm not wasting. Works like a charm, especially if you're just going to do like a light layer and you just got a little skim of something left here. Works perfect. It'll just keep pulling that off, and you might have to reload, but it works perfect. Right, Heather? I know they all need to get in the car right now. Road trip it to Pittsburgh and meet us. No excuses. Good old road trip is good for the soul. All right. I love road trips. Love road trips. Just don't do them with Sandi because she'll spend all your money. For anybody who watched my live last night, um, on my channel, I yeah, I went with Sandi and she helped spend my money at this amazing local craft store that was so cool. 13 hours? That's nothing. That's nothing. Take a couple coffee stops, load up on the Coke, Diet Coke, Dr. Pepper, whatever you drink. Candi sitting over on the passenger side, so you got the sugar high going, and you're good to go. I love road trips, you guys. My favorite road trips are the road trips we've done in our RV. There's just nothing like hitting the open road and going for it. All right, while we are doing the edges, I'm gonna do the edges of this, and I'm gonna get out my oxide for this actually. Just let me grab the right brush here. Here we go. Because I like this chocolate effect. So I did the brown sugar on this one. I'm gonna edge out this just a little bit. Just to give it a little something, but still see that lunch bag sitting there. So there's still some craft, popping through on that. And honestly, you guys, most of the time when I edge this stuff out, I'm not too concerned about it being so even and perfect. And all right, now I'm going to fold this so I can get this edge. Fold this so I can get that edge. And then fold these so I can get this edge, because that's what's going to show. You can see what I'm doing, right? Just getting all the edges that are going to show when I fold this is all I'm doing. I'm doing the same thing. I still got ink on my glass mat, so I'm moving this around, picking up my ink. Don't ride with Christopher and Sue Doherty. I hear they have too much fun. Junkie. I also heard, since Heather Collins is in here, do not ride with Heather Collins either if you value your life. That's what I've been told. I think I was told, if you value your life, don't ride with Heather Collins. We were talking about road tripping it at the last one, and when I got there, they were like, don't ride with Heather. Even if we were going to go somewhere, they're like, don't ride with Heather. Did I get that edge? I did get that edge. Okay, now let's move on. I'm going to stamp out, where's my little watercolored piece? And we're going to get this little guy watercolored, and then I'll die cut this stuff and do that, because that's easy. But we'll get some watercolor going here. Am I right, Heather? I see you laughing. Am I right? And I don't remember if it's just because Heather makes her own roadway entrances and exits. Okay, it's something similar. I was going to say something like that. I just couldn't remember. Does she not stop at stoplights, or I couldn't remember what the whole thing was, what it was. There you go. I think that is just called carving your own path to success, Heather. I'll defend you a little bit on that one. And only because I'm not the best driver either. And my partner will tell you that. Especially, don't ask me for directions, because I will tell you after I Google it, because I don't have a clue. I'm using a VersaFine just because I'm going to do watercolor, so it's waterproof. And I want to do one more just to get it nice and crisp. Wait until you see this new library lamp color now. Okay, nice and crisp. I am using the Brutus Monroe watercolor paper for this because I do want a good watercolor blend. I just used the cardstock for the other one because I was just dabbing and doing duty doos. But here I need watercolor paper. And let me grab and move my water so I wouldn't spill it. Okay, we're going to start with my library lamp and my purple. I use my glass mat. There's also a pigment palette that you can use just because I have my big here and I'm just pulling it off a glass. I'm fine with that. There is a pigment palette too, so if you don't have a glass mat, there's a pigment palette on Brutus Monroe's page. It lays out the color. It actually lays it out in rainbow order, and that way you can mix the colors to get the different colors in the order. So it's kind of cool. And I've talked about that in some of the first lives that we did. That the way that palette is laid out is pretty cool. Guys, I just love this color. Um, a lot. Like, I'm gonna have to get several bottles of this. If he's ever gonna, I gotta get bottles of it now if he discontinues this on me, because this is gonna be used a ton. All I can tell. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit for you guys, get a little closer so you can see my watercoloring. All right, here's what I do. I'm gonna pull that in for you. I just wet this. I pull some of the water off so it's not drippy wet. And then what I do is I outline where I want to put my pigment first. If you are not familiar with watercoloring, where it is wet is where that color will go. So I don't wet the whole thing. I wet the sections that I want to color at a time. And it will soak in, which is fine because you need it to. And sometimes I will get it so there's like a little surface water on there. I'm going to take this and put this up here too. I keep my towel next to me. Then I take and dry this a little bit, and then I just dry brush and mop that back up because I don't want water sitting on there like a puddle, but I want that good and wet. Now, just take this. You don't need to water down these aqua pigments unless you just want it a little thinner color. Don't water. You don't need to water them down. Is that not the prettiest color ever? And you can see it is staying within my lines, right? You're welcome. There's my little tip for the evening. Now I like to go a little bit in the corners and get my shadowing going, so I add a little extra. This will dry back lighter, remember. All watercolors do. Oh, googly eyes would look so cute. I didn't even think of that. When I did this the first time, I was like, okay, those are big eyes and big glasses. Like, how should I do this? Oh, that's a great idea. Oh my gosh, I wish I had googly eyes sitting in here now. I would totally do that tonight if I had googly eyes. I don't even think I have anything I could use for eyes. You ever see those videos where people go around and putting googly eyes on like cereal boxes and different things all over the place? Um, I would totally be that person. I think that would be so much fun. Me too, Rebecca. I This has become my new favorite within the last 6 months. This has been my new favorite thing to do is watercolor. If I can, I'm gonna watercolor it. I just love watercoloring florals and using all different watercolors. These pigments I just love. They are so easy, so liquidy, blend out so nice. Now you can see me dab it in sections to get to throw on some extra color. Is that not a pretty color? I'm gonna take Heather's word. I'm obsessed with this color. So Heather, if this is in store, don't sell these out so I can buy some when I get there on Friday. Because I will be buying some of this. It is on my list. FYI. Can I put it in my order now, Heather, and you just pull it and be ready for me? It's not a big order. It's easy. I'm using it for the arms and for the leg color. I'm gonna do it on this arm and I'm gonna do it on the leg. So now I'm not gonna wet down because it's such a small area. So you can see how this goes down, right? It's still gonna spread. It's not gonna bloom out as much just because it's not wet, but you still get that same kind of effect. It will go on just a little bit more solid though if you're not wetting it down. All right. And now because we know this is basically his skin on the inside of his glasses, we're just going to go around there. This is the cutest little stamp ever. I'm glad we started with this book dance one for the month of all the books that we're going to be doing for you, because this is one of my favorite stamps um, out of this release. I did get the inspiration box, and I the literally the best ever, or whatever it's called. That's actually for this month. This is my favorite. That's my second favorite. Okay, now to zhuzh this up a little bit, now that it's kind of soaked in, almost dried, but not dry, I'm going to take my purple. I'm going to throw this in here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to take my purple and just give this a little dab of color through this and pull it in. Now I'm letting it dry because if you don't let this dry, some yellow and purple are going to make muck. And I don't want muck. I still want a nice, I want a little purple tone in there. And if you have to get your brush wet a little bit to get it to pull out and bloom like this, just give it a little extra water just to get some movement. It'll start moving again for you. And if you get too much, you see me drying over here and sopping it up. That's the good thing about it. Until it'll keep moving for you. Add some water, it'll move. You put try on her fridge right above the. Oh God, I love that. Yeah, I didn't even think googly eyes on this guy would just look so cool. I'm just dabbing out to pull some of that color over. Like so. And blending it out just a little bit. Perfect. Now I'm going to go kind of just on the binder part here and give it a little something. All right, I'm not going to wet down now the socks and gloves and things because I don't need this to move as much. I just need it to get on the paper and soak in. And I'm not putting a ton on my brush so that it can soak in rather than sit there on the surface. Just like so. A couple more of you popped in. Welcome, everybody. So again, for those of you that weren't here at the beginning, really great bundle this evening. 30, where's my cheat sheet? $39.94. My affiliate link is in the description. You can click on that. It'll bring you to the shopping. You can use my code if you do additional shopping. If you buy this by midnight tonight, you will get a 2-pack of the Brutus Monroe watercolor brushes. And those are the brushes that have the little cylinder to hold the water in them, and you don't need the little dish like I have. So they're awesome. I did not grab them this evening. I should have. I probably got 3 or 4 similar brushes, so they're really cool. And you're getting this stamp set. You're getting the Dewey Decimal washi. You're getting lunch bag. You're getting violet aqua pigment and the new library lamp aqua pigment. Right, I'm just taking a little bit of blue to throw another color in here. Your brushes make all the difference when you're doing this stuff too. So you need some decent brushes, watercolor type brushes. Pull that off of there. Yeah, aqua pens are great. And his have really nice tips on them. They're not crazy blunt. Some of them are a little blunt. Go back to my purple here for a minute. Purple there, little purple there. And we'll do a little purple on this guy. On his bookmark. We're going to make him a little blue-eyed, beautiful book. Blue-eyed beauty. All right, now I just need a dab of red. For his tongue. Like so. I think I missed his nose a little bit. Okay, I'm going to dry him up because I need to use a gel pen on a few spots to give him a little pop here. And let's see. I think I fussy cut this guy out. And he's little, so he dries pretty quick. Do I recommend a certain brand and bristle type for watercolors? Not really. I'll be honest. I have brands that were recommended to me. I actually started with a similar brand. This brand here, they're made for painting little miniatures and things. Cheap. I went cheap first until I got used to the watercoloring and I did some more. Then I went into a more expensive brand, which are these with all different sizes. But they still weren't that expensive. They're like $40 for like 8 or 10 of them. Yeah, Brutus Monroe. We need to get on Christopher to get some watercolors and more brushes, because we've got some people that really love it. Well, maybe I'll chat him up this weekend, and here's a couple more products we need to add to the stash. All right, now for his glasses, I'm just taking a gold gel pen and giving him gold rimmed glasses. I have to do this just because growing up, I remember taking the bus to school. I had little gold rimmed glasses, and I used to be so scared of the high school students because they would not make fun of me. They had nicknamed me, but I'd get so nervous getting on the bus, so I'd sit at the very front, as far forward front as I could possibly sit on the bus. And they had nicknamed me because of my glasses, the little professor. So every day that I would get on the bus, it'd be like, oh, the little professor. And it used to make me nervous. So I'd sit at the front of the bus like a little nerdy, little smart little kid, as they're calling me the little professor. So that's my backstory why this guy's getting some gold rimmed glasses, because he's very studious like the little professor. All right, I gave him a couple little pieces. I'm actually gonna kind of add a couple little doohickeys around here just to give him a little something. And I think that's good. All right. Before we move on, we'll just finish this piece. So I'm going to just fussy cut him out. Easy little guy to fussy cut. There are no like major little intricate things at all besides his little toothpick legs, but they're still easy to cut out. They're not like little intricate flowers. Dalis, welcome, my friend. Welcome, welcome. We are doing some book stamping and some washi tape in here in just a second. I'm going to get out the washi tape and start laying out the washies. How are you doing? I know you haven't been feeling the greatest, and your life has just been absolutely chaotic busy, so I hope you're feeling better. I'm doing well, thank you, thank you. I'm getting ready to head to Brutus Monroe tomorrow, and I'm so excited. And no, I'm not rubbing it in, but yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the team and then to take some CYOE classes. I'm very excited. Francie, I don't think I said hi to you yet. Hi, Miss Francie. I think I'll see you on Friday for dinner. Easy to cut out, right? Okay, let's throw that little puppy aside. Let's get some washi laid down. and show you what I mean. So now, typically on these fun folds, you've got to do, this would be where you would put like paper pads from Brutus Monroe, designer series paper, DSP, whatever you call it, right? We all call it different stuff. And this is where you would lay this stuff out. What I do, or did, is these washies you need in 5-inch strips. And I need, let's see, I need 2 strips cut to 5 and 4. Oh, so I need 7 strips. And it uses up a good portion of that 2 pages. So I had this much left of 1 page after I made this card, FYI. Okay, let me zoom out just a little bit now. Okay, so I had this much left of my first page, so I'm gonna have to go into the second page. And then I use these scraps on the inside. Okay, so let's move Mr. Water. And honestly, to Sandy's point, it is an easy background, and I don't use it near enough. And I think partially because I forget about it. All right, I can see where the edges of here. I'm just going to cut myself a straight line. Okay. I need these at 5 inches, so I'm just going to go right to 5. So now I know I've got an edge that's going to peel up. It's not the extra because the print goes over. So you can see now this will pull up right from that edge. And so I'm going to go 5 inches. And I'm just going to cut that down. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. What you're going to do is, where's my, I should have a couple of these, right? Oh, here they are. Hiding on me somewhere here. There's 1, 2 of those. There's my, this is my inside cover. All right, let's see. All right, I may have to cut another one if I can't find it by the time we're moving stuff around here. All right, take your washi. Now here's what I did. I purposely set these in a certain direction. So I wanted my books facing out. So like this, imagine this side and this side are the shelf that it's sitting on, right? So it's sitting on a shelf here and it's sitting on a shelf here. So I purposely put them so they were opposites. And I did the same thing to the inside pieces, okay? So for these, you are essentially just kind of centering it and leaving yourself. I'm gonna get my head in here just so I make sure I have the right amount. That looks pretty close to even, not quite. Don't want it to get stuck too quick. All right, so I'm making it sure it's even from end to end, and then I've got about the same from side to side. A little bit more. Okay, they got good tack on them. That's it. I mean, it honestly can't get any easier than this. So, all right, now for my 2, I did them the same direction. So I'm going to do shelf on this side. So it's going to be shelf and shelf in the middle. All right, now you've got to go pretty tight to the edge on this one to get both washies in there. Okay, shelf side here. And then I'm going to do the same direction on this one. So it's like they're sitting on a shelf. And I'm just lining this up to the edges of the other one. That's it. Okay. Let's do the other piece here. And then I got to find if I dropped it or what I did with the other thin one. All right. Pretty tight to the edge with this measurement of that washi. I mean, come on. Can it get any easier than this? You don't have to ink blend. You don't got to use a stencil. Nothing, right? All right. Yep, I knew it. I dropped it on the floor. All All right, so one more washi on this one. I do not put washi on this guy because that's just my belly band. That's those pieces. This is my belly band. I am going to use, I'm just going to die cut this out. I'm using the nesting oval dies from Brutus Monroe. And I'm going to cut one out in white, one out in purple. I'm going to do this behind just because the die cutting machine shakes up my table way too much and I don't want to make anybody dizzy and sick. So I'm going to cut out one smaller in white, and this is where I make the homemade DSP. And then we'll do one in purple. All right, so this is the white. And we're going to stamp that one. And then we're going to use purple and do the larger piece in purple. Make sure that's staying lined up on me. All right, hang with me because we're almost finished. Little assembly after the stamping here. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I have purple left on my brush here, so we're going to edge him out. I just want to keep that theme going throughout. Good night, Francie. Get some rest for this weekend. Get your sleep on. All right, now I took my little book guy here, and I just wanted some more tone on tone, so I'm putting him on a block. Let me wipe him off. And I'm using the same purple. Actually, I'm going to go a little bit lighter. I did go a little bit lighter, so I just went one tone lighter. And now I'm just stamping him out randomly as my background. Get his feet in there. Like so. Let's get his feet. We're going to get his feet on this side too. That's it. That is it. And then I did give him just a little bit on this as well. Sometimes I do this as a separation. So there's a separation between the layers. So it just makes it pop and define a little bit is sometimes the reason why I would do that as well. So we will glue this guy down. Like this. I love these oval dies. Love these. I love the shape of, I love the fatty shape of these oval dies. All right, let me wipe that off as well before I smear something on that. Okay, now I took here my little guy with some vellum, and all I did here was, I'll just take my pen. I just wanted to random wavy shape. And then I just cut on the inside of that wavy shape so I don't get the pin in it. Like so. If you want to do it in marker, and then that way if you could marker the edge of this even and not worry about it, you could do that. You could even color the back side of this. so it doesn't swipe off with your fingers. Nothing fancy on this one. I'm telling you, hand drawn out, cut it out. Well, hello, Candi. Welcome. We're coming. We're getting to the assembly phase here. All right. Then, no dimensionals. I know, shocker. Shocker. Shawn's not using any dimensionals, but okay. If he's a little wonkified, even better. Then, no dimensionals here either. I just threw him up in the corner. Glue behind where his body is. Put a little bit on his shoes to hold him down. That's it on that. Okay. Now we're going to grab my inside. Should be dry. Little damp. We're going to give this a little bit more heat. And then we'll stamp him out. Now, if you remember, I'll show you the card again. On the inside here, I just stamped out a greeting, stamped out the other cute guy that's carrying the pens and the rulers and stuff. And then I used my scraps. Because why not? Got to use it all, right? Yeah, I felt like he needed just a little something, but not paper. And I'm on a little vellum kick right now anyway, so why not? Vellum, I think, is one of those things. Here's my two things that I've been trying to use more of: vellum and clear embossing powder, like icicle and those. Right? I don't ever get my clear out, hardly ever, and I need to because, I mean, it has a purpose, right? Like I just feel like I just never grab them and give them a place in my craft room like I should. Okay, so this guy I had right here. And let's use the Raven. My bad. I could have used Raven for the watercolor too. Raven you can use for watercolor. That's my bad. I know, and I am. I'm getting my clear out. I'm getting my clear out and I'm getting my clear on. Really, Melissa? Okay, so Melissa, opposite of that, I also don't do the white, like just plain white backgrounds. I tried to do it on my live last night and I still had to add a little gold embossing to it. I need to just embrace the clear and embrace the white. And I just don't do that near enough. Ooh, fairy dust. I'm gonna have to check fairy dust out too, Candi. Yeah, I just don't use them, and I need to. And I don't know why I didn't do this at the same time. Let's just do, I don't remember what I did, but I did the Tomorrow Leader one. We're going to go bookmarks are for quitters on this one. Pardon my head for a sec. I could have stamped these both out at the same time. Since I'm just going with Raven. Do you like my squeaky door on my Misty? It's like a squeaky Halloween door. Okay. I mean, this is easy. It didn't take hardly any time, just drying time. Here's what I did. So now when I use my scraps, one edge of this is a little bit more rounded than where I cut it. I used the rounded edges on the inside. It was stuck to a little paper, so I'm going to give this a little help with some glue. Come on. There we go. And I did one here. And I just wrapped it. And then we'll do the other one. So here's another one with the rounded corner still. And let's go in a little bit further for this one. Like so. Where am I at for time? Ooh, I'm good. I got a symbol and do a greeting. And why I just did my glue like that is I'm not paying attention. I'm talking too much. I'm trying to watch the chat too. All right. Ooh, that sounds so good right now. And I love anise. I love, love, love anything black licorice. Oh my gosh. My mom used to like put black jelly beans. I did not like the colored jelly beans as a kid. My mom would just fill my Easter basket with black jelly beans. Love them. And I don't know, it's an acquired taste too, I think. Don't you think, Delise? I think that not you either like black licorice or you hate it. All right, I gotta stand up so I can get this lined up here. Scoot my chair back. All right, this is your inside. Inside base, all about the base, all about the base, right there. Okay, now we're going to do our washi pieces. And again, now remember to put these out, ledge out, okay? And I cheated this. I don't need to center this as much. I just made sure I had an even border here, here, and here, because this is under the flap. So I cheated it just a little bit towards the fold to make sure I got a nice amount around the outside edge. And keeping it even as I can on all sides. And I just wanted it a little bit bigger. If I scooted it, I'd have to, just a little smaller border, but I had the space to do it. So we went there. Okay. Shelf out on this one. I think we're all getting hit by like humidity and storms, and it's been cloudy, crazy windy, but humid here, and rained all night last night. It's been drizzling pretty much all day today, but like a weird 61 degrees, but humid, kind of weird. Okay, same with these. Shelf out, ledge to the outside. Okay, so this one's going to go here. Now this one is a little tighter, so I am going tiny edge all the way around on this one. It's pretty tight. It covers up almost that whole flap. Okay, ledge out. Do you guys talk to yourself like when you do that? Like if I always do that if even if it's just me, I'm like, okay, ledge out, right to the left. Like it's the only way I get in the zone, and then I got to talk myself through it. Okay, we're getting there. All right, now this guy, I just take and I wrap. I don't score it. But what I do is I give myself some gives because these can get tight if you go too tight. So I'm giving myself, I'm not folding it tight to the card. I'm leaving a little gap in there. And same here, I'm leaving a little gap on this one so that it slides much easier. Don't fold these too tight against your card or it'll just be too tight for you to slide off and on easily. Okay, so then I'll slide that off. And then this just gets glued right over it for my belly band. Just trying to center it the best I can. Center it side to side, up and down. Okay. You know what's left? My least favorite thing in the entire world, sentiments. All right, so I don't think I've got any little scraps like I did when I actually made the first card. I don't, do I? No, so we're going to use this one. And let's see, I did read all the books on this sample, and I think that's what I'm going to do on this one because it's a one-liner for my flag. So I'm going to tuck this in the corner so I don't have to cut here. I don't have to cut here. Pardon my head for a second. Okay. Let me just give this a little bit of powder. Okay. Now emboss this, and then I'm going to use some alabaster. I'm getting better at sentiments. I will have to say this. Good. I don't feel crazy than Melissa because I do okay, then I got to make sure to glue that here. Okay, this pile for this. Like I talk myself through it. It just helps. I don't know. It just does. Okay. Now, let's see if I put alabaster back where it's supposed to be. I did. I did. Shocker. Okay. Heat and Boss cut and flagged this little piece. Thank you, everyone, so much for hanging with me tonight. Solo. Hopefully, Mr. Walter is staying cool. Gets his power back here shortly. Last night I went to do my live, and 10 minutes before, a big storm started coming through, and I'm like, I'm jinxed. My first two lives I did with Elizabeth Costa Rogers, I lost power several times. I tried not to freak out. It was my first live. I kept popping off because my power. I'm like, I'm cursed for lives. This happened for 5 lives in a row. I was having power issues. But you just gotta, now that you get used to it, I'm like, you just gotta go with the flow because it is what it is, right? I know, Candi. That's guess what I'm doing after this. I'm packing. I am rubbing that one in. I gotta pack yet. I gotta pack up my supplies, figure out what I'm taking. I've already checked in for my flight, so that's ready to go. All right, now I just need to see where I just did an angle cut on this. And so I'm gonna go all the way across on this one. And I want it just hanging over slightly. I mean, honestly, no measuring here. This is all I did. That's it. But I got to match everything, right? Just giving it just a tiny bit, like everything else. And this, I'm just almost kind of like knocking on the edge a little bit so it doesn't overtake the whole strip. I'm just getting the edge a tiny bit. This is the only thing, I can't believe it, that I actually put on dimensionals. I just give it 2 little strips in the backside there. That's a lot for me not to just use this little bit of strips. Okay, that's funny, Candi. Good combo though. I'm assuming you're crafting online with us for CYOE. I'm assuming, right? Doing the online or not? All right, I'm gonna just throw this right over my vellum just to tie this all together. God, I feel like I'm missing something, and I'm not too far over time. Only 4 minutes. All right, let's just throw this on the belly band and show you the final card to start. So this is the beginning of our book month for you all. Starting with Fun Fold. We both, I think, have Fun Folds, I think, on the next one too. So here is mine for this evening. So my belly band with my little dancing book, little vellum behind him, my little homemade designer paper, and then pull this guy off. You've got your washi as your layout, and then you've got your watercolored background. Watercolored this guy, right, with the new fabulous library lamp, and then my extra pieces of washi and my sentiment. That is it, you guys. That is my card for the evening. I'll give you front view here too, because my new front camera here focuses really nice. So let's see if I can get him to focus. Takes a second for him to pop on though when I switch. So there we go. See if I can get front view. And then we'll pop this open. What a great card, right? I love this stamp. I love this stamp. All right, here's the deal. $39.94, I think this is. Until midnight, if you purchase this bundle for the sale price, 15% off, you're going to get 2 Brutus Monroe aqua pigment brushes for free if you purchase this bundle by midnight tonight, July 16th. All right? Thank you guys so very much. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Dalis. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys hanging with us every Wednesday. Don't forget, if you've got inspiration off of this, and you make your own off of inspiration, hashtag us at hashtag Men of Monroe Wednesdays, because we are watching that hashtag and we love to see all the things that pop up with it. So thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your evening. Those of you going to CYOE in person this weekend, I will see you there. Those of you virtual, we'll be waving and saying hi to you guys